In the world of NFL wide receivers, greatness and careers are often defined by yards, touchdowns, and Super Bowl rings. But sometimes, reputation changes everything. Michael Thomas, Cooper Kupp, two of the most dominant receivers of their era in their prime. One is celebrated as a humble, hardworking superstar. The other, mocked, forgotten, and labeled slant boy. But what if I told you that when you compare the two careers, they're eerily similar? Let's rewind a few years and look back at how both players broke out in the NFL. Michael Thomas is drafted by the New Orleans Saints in the second round in 2016 from Ohio State. Thomas was thought of by scouts as a big-bodied receiver with good hands, but had some worries about blocking consistency and lacked superstar production in college. Despite this, Michael Thomas immediately connected with Drew Brees, having a solid 1,000-yard season his rookie year. After that, Michael Thomas did nothing but ball out for the next 3 years, recording the most receiving yards in any receiver's first 4 seasons, until Justin Jefferson passed him in 2023. Thomas recorded 3 straight seasons with 100-plus receptions and 1,000-plus yards, 2 first-team All-Pros, and was the first wide receiver since Jerry Rice to take home the Offensive Player of the Year award. I think everyone remembers when he also broke the NFL record for receptions in a season in 2019 against the Titans, a record he still holds even though it was done in only 16 games. Now let's take a look at Cooper Kupp. Kupp was drafted out of Eastern Washington the year after Thomas in the 3rd round by the Los Angeles Rams. In college, Kupp put up massive numbers, but due to him playing in the lower level FCS, he fell lower in the draft than someone putting up those numbers in the FBS would have. Kupp started off his career relatively well with almost 900 yards his rookie season, and a good season in 2019. But it was in 2021 when he went absolutely nuclear. Kupp played his way into the Triple Crown title that season, having 145 receptions, 1,947 yards, and 16 touchdowns. This season's performance led Cooper Kupp to his first and only Pro Bowl appearance, first-team All-Pro, and Offensive Player of the Year award. This award put him in the same circle as Jerry Rice and Michael Thomas as the only wide receivers to hold this trophy at the time. As we can see, both receivers had great build-ups to the breakout seasons, but what came afterwards for both was nothing short of devastating. Before his dominant 2019 season, the Saints gave Michael Thomas a blockbuster 5-year, $100 million deal, which made him the highest paid receiver of all time. This deal seemed perfect for the Saints considering his performance that season, but everything was about to change. On September 19th, 2020, Michael Thomas was blocking when Latavius Murray landed on his ankle. After this injury, Thomas ended up playing 6 regular season games that season and attempted to play in the playoffs for Drew's last chance at a ring. Due to this and other injuries later on, Thomas would go on to miss the entire 2021 season and play just 13 games in 2022 and 2023. Similar to Michael Thomas, Cooper Kupp received a massive 3-year, $80.35 million extension after his superstar performance, but hasn't put up as big of numbers since. Kupp missed 8 games in 2022 due to a high ankle sprain, 4 games in 2023 due to a hamstring strain, and 5 games due to another high ankle sprain in 2024. He has yet to break 100 receptions or 1,000 yards since his breakout season in 2021. As you can see, both receivers had great peaks and record-breaking seasons, but never got back to their full potential due to terrible injury issues. Yet the reactions and perceptions about their careers couldn't be more different. Throughout his peak, Michael Thomas became a meme and was mocked by NFL fans, having the nickname Slant Boy given him by NFL Twitter. This nickname came about due to the tendency the Saints had to run a slant to Thomas when he was facing man coverage, and because he was so dominant when running them. Critics and those that gave him this nickname believed that all he could do was run slants, but as shown by these 2 reception perception charts, this isn't the case. Although Thomas did run a lot of slants, he was extremely successful in almost every single route on the tree. On top of this, once the injury bug hit him, the haters clinged to it, calling him injury prone and poking fun at him, while still claiming he was an overhyped receiver. Meanwhile, throughout Cooper Kupp's career, he has been beloved and praised, with his injuries being simply seen as bad luck. Kupp is viewed through a different lens by NFL fans, and it seems that they don't realize his career is eerily similar to Thomas's. Although Thomas was deemed to be the slant boy of the league, in Cooper Kupp's Triple Crown season, as shown by these reception perception charts, he ran a majority of his routes less than 10 yards down the field, similar to Thomas, but did so at an extremely high level. In their record-breaking seasons, Michael Thomas and Cooper Kupp had the same average depth of target at 8.3 yards, according to Pro Football Network and RotoWire, respectively. So if on-the-field issues and injuries shouldn't be causing this difference in perception, what could be? Thomas has had multiple public spats with other players, media, and even his own former quarterback, Derek Carr. Following a game against the then Redskins in 2018, Michael Thomas and Josh Norman got into it, and at the end of the conversation, Thomas commented, "You corny for deleting your tweets. We grown men walk it like you talk it. Goofball con artist, this is my favorite part when we find out you not who you say you are. This tweet has since been deleted. When Saints reporter Andrew Doak tried to let Michael Thomas know trash talk isn't smart after losing a playoff game to the Vikings, Thomas had this to say. Nope, this is my platform. You follow me and watch me. Know your place, like I said, you don't know me. And you ain't never played this sport, so keep your advice for your intramural team. The most concerning social media moment of his career came after Derek Carr threw a hospital pass to Chris Olave on this play. Michael Thomas unleashed a series of tweets that weren't exactly pleasant towards Carr. Derek Carr, for you, I've been told y'all shit's sad. Dude's scary and panic and just throw the ball. Get him the F out of here, he's so ass. That year his buddy went first team All-Pro. In 2022, he needed 180 targets just to catch 100 passes. He is ass on my granny. Dude tried to lie and say I was jealous of them making Chris wide receiver 1. Whole time, he can't even get him a decent ball. He need his ass whooped. They fired all them coaches trying to cover his flaws up, he's still doing the same shit. On top of these rants, Michael Thomas also was arrested and faced legal issues in 2023 following an incident where he allegedly threw a brick through the window of a construction worker's car parked in front of his house. Now looking to Cooper Kupp off the field. He's been squeaky clean his entire career when it comes to social media beef, and he has also been a team-voted captain for the Rams in 5 straight seasons from 2020 to 2024. Considering the amount of time I had to spend breaking down off-the-field issues for each of these players and that Kupp really didn't have any, we can clearly see that these issues could reasonably lead to reputation issues for Thomas. With that being said, should those issues impact how fans view Thomas's legacy and career production in comparison to Kupp's? Whenever I have conversations about Kupp, friends of mine or others on NFL Twitter believe that he could be a Hall of Famer, but when I say that Michael Thomas should be one as well, they call me crazy. The point of this video for me is to try and address the disparity in reputation and perception between these two players, and allow for that comparison to be made based off their similar careers on the field, not off it. Their stats and production when healthy are eerily similar, and they are two great wide receivers that simply could not beat the injury bug after breaking out. In 21 more games played, Kupp has 69 more receptions, 1,207 more yards, 21 more touchdowns, and 1 more Super Bowl MVP. However, Michael Thomas has 1 more All-Pro, 2 more Pro Bowls, if anyone actually values those anymore, and the same number of Offensive Player of the Year awards. If Michael Thomas played the same number of games, I believe we'd see similar numbers to Kupp in terms of yards and receptions, so I believe the comparison is relatively fair between the two. Both receivers were the engine of their offenses during their peaks. Both got derailed by injuries beyond their control. Both have elite production, precise route running, and unmatched work ethic. So maybe the story isn't about who's better, maybe it's about how fast a narrative can define a legacy in the league. So what do you think? Is Michael Thomas really that different from Cooper Kupp? Or are we just falling for the narrative? If you like this breakdown, smash the like button, subscribe for more NFL deep dives, and let me know in the comments, who do you take at their peak? Kupp or Thomas? And while you're here, check out our podcast episodes too. Every week, all season, all off season. Until next time, who dat, and I'll see you in the next video.